And where does all this end up now? What a beautiful way to segue to our next little clip we're going to show you. I'm sorry if you're having breakfast. It's Sunday morning. We do apologise. But this next clip shows you exactly, as Rita was saying, all this craziness at university, that goes out into the real world. That goes to our kids. Here's a 3 or 5-year-old, I think he is. Have a listen.
If you want girl parts and you don't have them, you can do special surgery where they turn your penis inside out and there's a vagina inside.
So if you couldn't hear that, that's a 5-year-old kid telling us that if you don't have girl parts and you want girl parts, you have surgery and you turn your penis inside out and turn it into a vagina. 5-year-old kid. Well done, Left. Great work. Really terrific. LGBTI community, great work. Must be so proud of yourselves.
This reminds me of a quote from Blair White, who is a trans woman. Blair says, a trans child of the age of 5 is like a vegan cat. We all know who's making the lifestyle choices there. It's always the parents, it's always the adults in the kid's life, and it gets worse than that. That kid's around 4 or 5. This is an infant being indoctrinated.
Are you a boy?
Yeah.
Are you a girl? Yeah? Are you both?
No.
Both? Okay, that's fine. You can be both if you want to.
I don't know.
That
kid looks younger than a toddler.
I'm sure I saw her at Sydney Uni the other day. That looks like a typical student.
But you know, there's something really...
What,
yeah.
1?
Yeah,
2?
18 months. Yeah.
Rita, Ron, there's a really important thing here, though, which Laura Dodsworth talked about in the last segment. And do you remember when she was speaking about radical incrementalism?
Yes,
and
exactly.
This is where this all leads. You know, you start with, let's have some very reasonable propositions, and then I've talked about that salami slice thing before on this program, you know, where you just keep slicing and slicing and slicing it. Maybe actually that's not the best sort of metaphor here, but you wind up, you wind up at this position where you've got toddlers being deliberately confused about whether they are a boy or a girl. That cannot be a harmless activity there.
And then rewarded and celebrated and made to feel special if they say, I'm both, or I'm the opposite to what
they'll be rewarded, absolutely. So then they'll get the lollies and they'll be dressed up. And we've seen various film stars. You've seen those photos on Twitter, various film stars. I won't go into each one, but some very well-known Australian film stars parading their transgender kids around Hollywood. And this is, it's rewarded. But it also goes, it's only 6 years ago, 2017. I keep repeating this because, as James said, and referring to this radical incrementalism, so many of us at the time in 2017, well, actually not so many of us, hang on. Yeah, I think I was alone. No, not quite. We're saying this is where it's going to end up. I remember Corey Bernardi saying this is where it's going to end up. If you vote for same-sex marriage, you're going to end up at this place. And we were all told, no, it's just going to end here. And then everything will be right after that. But no, James is right. One step, the salami slice, and this is where we've ended up. Rita.
We'll play a clip in the next hour of Jordan Peterson explaining this phenomenon in the most beautiful manner.
Excellent.
And remember that, because that's how you fight back against it. If you're going to allow just 1 inch, that will take a mile every single time.